I think
Um,
I think first of all, it's important to for me at least to there is something like there's a spectrum where there is a disorder. There can be something wrong with our brains, and we might need to fix it. There is a certain bell curve. Yes, it's a bit more complex, but I think some people, they benefit massively from medication just to get into a state where they can do some of these more pragmatic things. And for me, a lot of those things are about taking responsibility for where your life is going and how your life is working out. I think there's a trend to push responsibility away. We like to have freedom, but with freedom inherently comes responsibility. We cannot have one without the other. But we like to be super free, but not push away responsibility for our actions, and particularly important, lack of action. So like often people then is like, oh, but you can't blame the victims, because sometimes we're in a state where we can't just form a positive thought. Somebody who's, let's call it, clinically depressed, often they just can't form a positive thought about the future, or go out into the woods and take a walk, or get into some mindfulness meditation. But beyond that spectrum, where something might actually be wrong, where we might need some medication, I think there's a huge spectrum where we can take responsibility, and we can very pragmatically have the courage to open our eyes and face what we do and what we don't do, and then take responsibility. It's something that can be taken in most cases, and say, I'm responsible for doing something or not doing something, for being courageous enough to go out there and take the fear of failure and do something and fail again and have the anxiety, and perhaps learn to embrace the anxiety, but in any way feel it as a part of this human experience. And so I think a lot of that is about responsibility and how we're either avoiding it or facing it.